Hey everyone, and welcome to my 15th Patreon funded how-to video. This month I'm going to do something a little different with you. As you can see, I've got lots of equipment here with me today. I'm going to show you how to block your finished knitted lace or crochet project. Now this technique is my preferred one. There's a few different ones, but this is the one I prefer, so I'm going to show you how to do it. Blocking itself basically means taking a finished lace piece and wetting it, stretching it out and letting it dry so that the lace sections themselves can open up a lot more and make them nice and visible, as you can see on this finished project here. So that's what we're going to do today. Just to go through what I have in front of me here to begin with, is the stuff you will need. I've got a basin full of water with a little bit of wool wash in it. I have got some blocking wires of a sort here as well. Now these are actually 1.5 meter lengths of strimmer cord that I've chopped and I've smoothed the ends out. They're what Americans would call weed whackers, or what Australians I believe called whippersnippers. Same kind of idea. It's the stuff you use in the garden to trim the grass around the edges. I find that cheaper and way more versatile than your regular blocking cords. I've also got some non-rusted blocking pins. And obviously my lace project itself, and somewhere to block it on. Now usually what people would use would be anything from a spare bit of carpet in a quiet room, a mattress on a spare bed with a few towels underneath it, or some people also use those great foam play mats that have the jigsaw patterns on them. You can block into them and stick them up against a wall or something like that as well. But today, because my project is small, I only need a small surface area, so I'm going to use this covered cushion here. So here we have our piece of crochet lace. This is a Daydanon, which is one of my own patterns. It is, so far it's all kind of solid and stuff because it has just been made and hasn't been blocked yet. But once you block it, what you end up with is a piece of crochet that gets quite open like that, so you can really see the lace design. You can see the diagonals there just opening up, and that's how it will stay. Right now, because it hasn't been blocked, it'll sit right back down to the solid state, but once we have it blocked, it'll actually stay like that once it's off the blocking pins. So the first thing we have to do with this is to submerge it in our water. So we'll just pull that in there. Now ordinarily we'd give that about 15 minutes. Don't scrub, don't wring it, don't mush it too much, just give it a bit of a press in there is all you'll need, and then leave it there for, as I say, around 15 minutes or so, more if you have it available to you. But we won't do that now, we'll pop it straight back out and I'll just demonstrate from now. So again, the idea is just simply to push it and squeeze it. Don't wring it, you don't want to make it misshapen. So we give it a good squeeze to get the excess water out, and then we place it on our towel. And the notion with this is that we're going to use the towel to get all the excess water out of it. So it's a question of rolling it up in the towel like so, all the way over, and giving it a good squeeze in there as well. For bigger projects, I tend to stand on it on the ground. That tends to give it a good amount of weight pressed into it. So once you have that well pressed, you can roll it back out again and start focusing on the blocking itself. So you can see even with the water, that's actually helped to open that up, and it's softened the fabric quite a lot as well as you go. So at this point, it's just a question of getting your blocking cords, your blocking wires. In this case, it's my strimmer cord. I have smoothed out the ends of it with a nail file as well, so it won't catch on any of my fabric here. And I'm going to focus on this edge here because it's got all the little V's on it. It's the top edge of my work. What I'm going to basically do here is weave this in and out of the V's all the way along. This will ensure that when I block it, it'll give it a lovely straight line. So you can see that there coming along like so. Simple as that, over and back the whole way along. Now I'm going to continue this, and I'm going to do all 4 sides of it, and we'll come back to you in a second with that complete. We have all of our edges threaded in now, and you can see how straight they already are thanks to the strimmer cord itself. So the first thing I like to do at this point is actually to mark out the center of each piece like so, and you can see how you can actually stretch it quite a lot already, and it will start to open up already in the middle like so. And the reason I do the middle first really is because that's the part that will pull in when we start doing this. So if you can get that first, you know what shape you're going to end up with overall, and these won't be able to stretch out any further than necessary. So once you have your centers all done, I then go and I do my corners. And it's just a matter of wrestling both your strimmer cords into a nice little point like so and pressing in. Remember, when you're putting in your pins, you're going into the lace fabric itself, but you're going on the inside of the strimmer cord. So you're not actually putting any pressure on any of the fabric itself. It all smooths out quite nicely. So once again, into the fabric, but onto the corners like so. Do this down here as well. Sometimes you have to wrestle the strimmer cord out of the way, but it's not hard. There we go. And then you can see that you've got little bellies in here. They sort of belly in and out a wee bit. So it's just a matter of putting a few extra pins in just to smooth out what you have, like so. Just to measure out, reposition if necessary as you go. Now, if your pattern has told you to block to a certain size, or if you have a certain dimension you're looking to get to, here's where you start using your measuring tape to make sure that you're at it. You can block quite a lot, or you can block vigorously or gently, depending on the pattern required. I like to block it till it squeaks. But in this case, I think this nice gentle blocking is all it'll really need. And you can see there already the difference between where we started and where we are now. And after a few days, as I say, this will all be exactly like so. It'll stay like that on the actual blocking mat. So there you go, it's all blocked out and ready to be dried. Give it a couple of days in a warm room and it should be dry and set and ready for the pins to be taken out. So once you take those out, it should stay nice and open in the shape that you actually dried it in. And I hope you do give that a go. You may find you love the technique so much that you want to do it for all of your lace projects in the future. And remember, videos like this are only made possible with your help. So please do consider visiting my Patreon page and perhaps make a pledge. Thanks a million, and I'll see you next month. Cheers.